Yo, what's up everybody, it's your boy Rogue over here with another RogueSpirit review episode. Hope everybody's doing good today and I hope you're all staying safe out there. Things are getting a little bit crazy, but you know, it's the perfect time to stay home and just play video games. At least for me, but hey. But yeah, thanks for joining me guys. So I'm really excited about today's topic for the video. And man, I am just so excited for Breath of the Wild 2. I thought why not talk about it in some way or form. If there's one thing I love more than eating food, it's playing The Legend of Zelda. Any game, any time of the day or week. While I had my issues with Breath of the Wild, I still loved it and the things it did. It really changed gaming as a whole, and I knew this game was something special when I first woke up and got to explore the Great Plateau. I am a Zelda fanatic. If it's not God of War or Final Fantasy, then it's always Zelda for me. Nintendo is killing me with the wait over here, and it looks like the game won't be in my hands until the holiday season of 2022. I hope I'm wrong, but I have a strong feeling about this. So because I am looking forward to this game the most in 2022, I thought why not do a top 5 wish list for today's episode. Before we begin, don't forget to subscribe and like for more awesome video gaming content from yours truly, RogueSpirit Reviews. I always appreciate the support and kindness. Well, let's begin, shall we? Dungeons. One major thing I always remember about each Zelda game are the dungeons. Sure, Breath of the Wild had dozens and dozens of shrines, but they were so short and the puzzles weren't that challenging. I was very disappointed with the dungeons in Zelda Breath of the Wild. Sure, running around inside of an ancient beast and controlling the overall layout to solve puzzles was fun here and there, but the enemies inside the dungeon were so lame and easy to defeat. I want Nintendo to go all out with the dungeons in the sequel. I want to scratch my head until it bleeds just trying to solve one of the puzzles. And I really hope that the puzzles are more challenging overall as well inside of the dungeons in the next game. I want Nintendo to go all out. I hope we get some amazing dungeons that will rival the Forest Temple or have me confused like the Water Temple in Ocarina of Time. How about a dungeon that's cooler than Eagle's Tower from Link's Awakening? Here's hoping Nintendo steps it up a bit with the dungeons in Breath of the Wild 2. Next, I want more enemy variety. The Legend of Zelda series has so many different kind of enemies in each of the games. I sure did miss the Dark Nut enemies in Breath of the Wild. Instead of just reusing the same enemies with different color schemes going on, why not add more original brand new enemies? Or re-add some of the cooler older enemies from the older games, like what about the Redeads or Stalfos Knight that are fully armored up? Hell, bring back Kirby from Link's Awakening. I really hope Nintendo spices up the enemy variety here. There's no need to hold back. Epic boss fights. I don't mind facing Calamity Ganon at the end of each dungeon in his different unique forms from the first game, but to be honest, I want bigger, badder, meaner bosses in its sequel to the likes of Volvagia or the twin Rova witches who shoot magic at you until they finally fuse together and try to end Link's journey early. I want to be challenged here, Nintendo. Make me use all my items and fairy bottles. I want my palms to shake after each boss encounter in the sequel. I know you can do it. You did it before, and I believe you can do it now. Make the Master Sword unbreakable. So in any Zelda game, achieving the Master Sword is a unique and very memorable moment in each Zelda game, especially in Breath of the Wild. But as soon as I swung around the Master Sword and noticed it breaks and then needs time to recharge in order to be used again, made my huge grin and smile disappear real fast. I worked hard to get the Master Sword, and there was a point where I got tired of all my weapons breaking. Sure, it adds a strategic element to the gameplay, but that's not my point here. I could care less if the other weapons break on me. But let's be honest here. The Master Sword is called the Master Sword for a reason, and this time I don't want to lose its glow. This is the Master Sword, for goodness sakes. Just make it very hard to achieve in the second game. Hell, even make it slightly a bit more weaker than the high caliber weapons. But the reward for getting the Master Sword should be that it's unbreakable and reusable. Exploring the skies and lands above Hyrule. So in Breath of the Wild, we got to explore the biggest Hyrule Nintendo has ever crafted for us to run around and explore in. Awesome, but for the sequel, I want Nintendo to go a bit bigger. When I saw the trailer for Breath of the Wild 2 and saw Link flying in the skies above Hyrule with his trusty paraglider, I must admit, I was in awe. In Breath of the Wild 2, I want to explore the skies and hidden lands that float above Hyrule, and I hope it's just as in-depth and huge as the bottom parts of Hyrule, which we got to explore from the first game. Could you imagine revisiting Skyloft from Skyward Sword, or finding a dungeon deep within the thick clouds above Hyrule? That will explain where the dragons come from, and I really think this could be the biggest game changer here. Not only do I want to explore the skies of Hyrule, but I also want to revisit the same overworld map from the first game when on the ground, and see just how Ganondorf's dark calamity powers has changed the world of Hyrule and its inhabitants since we visited them from the first game. Well guys, those are my top 5 wishes for the sequel for Breath of the Wild 2. I am super excited for this game, and honestly, I just can't wait. Man, they got me replaying Breath of the Wild all over again. I'm playing Ocarina of Time again. These games are just wonderful. Honestly, Zelda is a magical experience. And I'm just counting down the days until I get to finally play Breath of the Wild 2. If you guys like this episode, don't forget to like and subscribe and all that jazz. Thank you guys for the support, truly. And I hope you guys have a fantastic day, and I hope you guys all stay blessed and that all your dreams come true. Well, alas, RogueSpirit must go and beat the Forest Temple again in Ocarina of Time for the 100th time. I know. There's newer games to play. But for me, Zelda, the old school Zelda games are where it's at. So that's what I'm gonna do. So yeah, I'm gonna just go chill and play some Zelda. Until next time guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next episode of RogueSpirit Reviews. Peace out.